Hi guys, today on Amelia's Amazing Treats, we are going to be making no-bake cheesecake. I found this recipe on Sally's Baking Addiction blog, and I will link the recipe in the description. So let's get started. First, we are going to prepare our pan. Take your springform pan and detach the top from the bottom. Now, I have prepared a very large piece of parchment paper. This is what's going to keep our cheesecake from sticking to the bottom. All right, so we're gonna take the parchment paper and put it on top of the bottom of the springform pan. Then we're gonna take the top of the springform pan, put it on top, and close the pan. This makes the parchment paper very snug to ensure it will not fall out. Now we're just gonna cut out off the sides a bit. Since we are not baking this cheesecake, having a little bit of the parchment paper on the side does not matter because it will not burn in the oven. I also buttered the sides of this pan a bit so the cheesecake does not stick to the sides. All right, now let's get to our crust. This recipe calls for 2 cups of graham crackers. I have crushed 1 cup of graham crackers here, and I will crush the second cup so you can see. All right, so I have a little bit of extra graham cracker crumbs from this batch. All right, now we're going to grab a few graham crackers. I'm gonna use 3. Put them in the bag. And we're just gonna take our measuring cup and crush them up. Make sure there is no air in the bag. All right, now we're going to measure it out to make sure it is a cup. And if it is not, we will add more. These graham cracker crumbs should be the consistency of sand. Seems like this is just under what I need, so I'm gonna crush 1 more graham cracker. Or 1.5, I'll do 1.5. All right, and now we're gonna measure the rest of this out. All right, so it's still under 1 cup, so we're gonna crush 1 more graham cracker, and maybe half. All right, so we finally have 1 cup. It was a little bit too much graham crackers that I crushed, but that's all right. All right, now we're gonna put this in our bowl and we're gonna finish our crust. And to finish our crust, we are going to need 1/3 cup of light brown sugar and 1/2 cup of melted unsalted butter. And we are just going to combine these into our 2 cups of graham crackers. First, I'm just going to stir my brown sugar and my graham crackers until well combined. Make sure that you break up that brown sugar. So if you see any large chunks of graham crackers that you didn't crush up all the way, like these don't seem very large, but they will be big in your crust, so just crunch them up. And make sure to get all of the brown sugar clumps that are like this. All right, once you have these 2 ingredients combined, we're going to add in our 1/2 cup of melted butter. When you mix in your butter, the brown sugar and graham crackers might start to cling together, so make sure that you break up those pieces also. All right, now we're gonna grab back our springform pan. and we are going to pour in our graham cracker crumbs. And I like to take a large, smooth jar, and this will help me press the cheesecake crust up the sides. Get it as high up the sides as you can. Make sure you compress the graham cracker crumbs as hard as you can to the bottom and the sides, because this will help when you pour in your filling that the graham cracker crumbs do not get into your filling. All right, this is how high up the sides I could get my crumbs. I don't know if you can see that on camera. All right, now we are going to put this in the freezer for 10 to 20 minutes so it firms up a little bit. Now we're gonna make our cheesecake filling. All right, the first thing for our cheesecake filling is we have to whip 1 1/4 cups of heavy whipping cream. You can totally use your hand mixer, but I'm gonna be using my electric stand mixer. All right, so we're gonna take those 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream and pour it into the bowl of your stand mixer. Make sure this heavy cream is very cold. This will help it whip. And we are going to whip this on high speed for about 3 to 5 minutes until it is stiff peaks. All right, this is what your whipped cream should look like when you are finished making it. Now, I'm going to move this to a different bowl because I'm going to use my stand mixer for the rest of my filling. You don't need to clean the stand mixer bowl because we are mixing all of it together in the end in this bowl. So I'm just going to move this to this bowl. And now we are going to move on to the rest of our cheesecake filling. All right, now we're going to make the rest of our filling. First, we are going to take 3 blocks of full-fat cream cheese, which is 24 ounces altogether. We are going to put this in the bowl of our stand mixer. And then we are going to add in a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And now we're going to mix this together in our stand mixer until it is nice and creamy. Make sure to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl. All right, now to the sugar and cream cheese mixture, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of sour cream. And the reason we're adding sour cream to our cheesecake is because it makes it smooth and creamy and just adds more flavor. Now, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar. 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we are going to mix these until combined. All right, we're gonna scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl one more time. And this is what it should look like when you are done mixing in the rest of your cheesecake ingredients. Now we are going to grab our whipped cream. All right, now that we have our whipped cream, we are going to add it in to the rest of our ingredients. And we are going to slowly fold it in. Make sure you fold in your whipped cream and not use your stand mixer, because the stand mixer will beat out all the air we just whipped into our whipped cream. This is what it should look like when your cheesecake filling is done being made. Now let's grab our crust and put this filling inside. All right, now I have my crust over here. I'm going to take my cheesecake filling and just pour it into my crust. Oops. All right, and now I'm going to use my offset spatula to smooth out the cheesecake filling. All right, this is what your cheesecake should look when you're finished. I'm not gonna flip it sideways because it's gonna all pour out. All right, now this cheesecake needs to chill for a very long time. It needs to chill for 12 hours or up to overnight. So I'm gonna let it chill for that long, and I will see you tomorrow to finish this video. So it is the next day, and I have let my cheesecake chill overnight. Yesterday, I forgot to say that you should put a piece of plastic wrap over the top of your cheesecake so it does not have a hard sheet over the top. Since I put this plastic wrap on, my cheesecake does not have that hard sheet on top. Now you could totally just eat this cheesecake this way, but I like to make some whipped cream. So now I'm going to show you how to make that whipped cream. For this whipped cream, you're going to need 1 cup of very cold, heavy whipping cream, 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This step is not necessary, but if you would like to ensure that your whipped cream will be nice, stiff peaks, put your bowl and your whisk attachment in the freezer for about 10 minutes. All right, now we are going to add into our bowl our whipping cream. I forgot my spatula. I need my spatula. I'll be right back. Our powdered sugar and our vanilla extract. And now we are just going to whip this until it is stiff peaks. Make sure to mix this on medium-high. This is a perfect balance between high and medium. Make sure to scrape the sides and bottom of the bowl to make sure that none of the powdered sugar stuck. This is what your whipped cream should look like when you are finished. Nice, soft, stiff peaks. All right, I'm going to put this in a piping bag. I have a spoon, and I'm just going to spoon it in. You don't have to pipe this on top, you can just smear it on top, but I like how it looks when it has pretty little designs. All right, and now let's grab our cheesecake. Before we put on the whipped cream, I'm going to show you how to move the cheesecake to a different platter. First, take the latch and slowly undo it. Then take a butter knife and slowly run it against the sides to get all of that excess graham cracker off. Then, we're going to slowly pick up the outside and set it aside. So this cheesecake is very fragile and hard to lift, so I am going to slide it off with the bottom of the pan still there and slide it onto my serving platter. And then I'm just going to cut this parchment paper from around the rim. All right, so there was parchment paper all around the edges, so I just trimmed it off. All right, now we're going to take our piping bag, and I'm just gonna pipe little rings around the side. And that's how you make this simple no-bake cheesecake by Sally's Baking Addiction.